Road to victory. Showing that Canada, I guess, is the #1 region in Hearthstone. Because the last kind of global, tournament, I guess, was, or anyway, the last sort of China versus X tournament was China versus Europe. And in China versus Europe, China came out on top. So all of the people that are always spamming, Europe, best region, yay Europe, China won the last one. So China kind of took that title from you guys, at least for the time being. And then now North America starting to beat up on China. More specifically, just Canada is starting to beat up on China. So I don't want to give too much credit to all of North America when it's really just Canada. Is really just starting to beat up on China, then maybe North America best region. There's like pseudo properties there. CN greater than EU, NA greater than CN, therefore NA greater than EU. Like the what is that? The transmutive property or something of something or another, something like that. I don't know. NA schooling, right? Anyway, the final deck remaining for LVGE is the Rogue. He needs to defeat Sidonia's Rogue, where he's got a disadvantage because Sidonia's got cards teched for this matchup. Sidonia has double conceal. Sidonia has double questing. So Sidonia, it's a mirror, so you say, rock, paper, scissors, 50-50 or whatever, but that's not true in this case. Sidonia has quite a drastic edge just because of the card choices. And not only that, so Sidonia's teched for the mirror, and LVGE has tech choices that are just explicitly bad in the mirror. So he's teched for totally different matchups altogether. LVGE has cut one sap from his deck. He has cut a counterfeit coin, and he's cut a conceal. So he's got one conceal, one counterfeit coin, one sap. And as you can imagine, against a rogue deck that runs Edwin double questing adventure, you can definitely find some uses for sap. So only having one sap, I think, is the biggest factor that leans this in Sidonia's favor. And he knows there's only one sap, because the deck lists are public between the two players. You can find the deck lists on the Gosu Gamers website if you're interested to see what everyone's been playing, what's been having success in the tournament and whatnot. But knowing there's only one sap, as soon as Sidonia has an opportunity to make a giant questing adventure, he can very reasonably take that opportunity and has a very good chance that there's not going to be any way for LVGE to remove it, because he needs to have exactly his one sap or he's dead. So honestly, right now, I think right now is a bit too early. The coin questing prep conceal seems excessive, but next turn for Sidonia is going to be absolutely huge. He can just questing out something, maybe backstab, remove, whatever LVGE develops, coin the conceal, and then if LVGE does not find sap for that questing, he will lose the game. And that's just like, on paper, like 60-something% to win the game for Sidonia? Because he's only got one sap, you don't keep sap off the mole, he's only like 8 or 9 cards deep, so you can figure out what percentage that is that Sidonia wins the game from that position, or what percentage the questing is going to stick, and that's a much greater than 50%. So you can already see how the tech choices of the mirror, which you would think would be 50-50, start panning out. Not what LVGE wanted to find for right now, but not a bad card in the matchup. Double Tomb Pillager, double Drake is very strong. It's just also very slow. It's a very tanky hand. Clunky but good. If Sidonia is too patient with these questings, that's going to walk into this hand from LVGE. He's going to be able to develop. You're going to have the time to develop the Tomb Pillagers. You're going to have the time to play these Drakes. So it's a tough call to make, to say, my opponent's been playing nothing because they have a whole bunch of clunky minions in their hand, so I'm going to go all in. Because that could also just be my opponent's doing nothing because they have all removal spells, in their hand, so if I go all in, I could get double eviscerated or sapped. So it gets a bit tricky. I could see waiting one turn, and then you can go questing conceal the next turn. So holding onto the coin that way, and just developing a 2/2 this turn, which can help you contest the development. LVGE does not, so he's got one conceal, one, you know what, rock, paper, scissors, 50-50 or whatever, the